Hey there, good afternoon. I'm Shirley, CEO of Ordinary Greatness and a life coach with the Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise organization. And today I wanted to talk to you about number 10 of the 22 things we can do to get out of our own way. And today we're going to talk about surrounding ourselves with people who lift us up. You know, sometimes it's really hard to tell the difference when we're not paying close attention. And that's the importance of mindfulness. And we'll talk about that again later down the road. But, sometimes we think that people who are good to us are good for us. And I can remember my mother telling me lots of times when I was younger, and remember that my mom passed away when I was 12. So these are really early on lessons that are now surfacing, and now that I'm seasoned, I guess we'll say. I understand the meanings of some of the things she used to say. And she used to say that, things that are things that seem good to you aren't always good for you. And that's because I always wanted to be around some friends who weren't necessarily the best friends to be around. So, these things start as early childhood. We think people are cool. We think they're infamous for whatever reasons most of the time. When they're infamous when they're younger, it's mostly for something bad because that's what excites us. Either they got sent to the principal's office and we thought they were cool, or they said something disrespectful or rude, or they challenged someone. And it doesn't really change as we get older. It just looks a little differently. But the important thing is, I don't really want to talk about about that stuff. I want to talk about finding the types of people and the groups of people and organizations that truly help you lift yourself. So I'll talk about what I know because that's truly what I do. I talk about my experiences or the experiences of other people who have shared their lives or their life stories with me. So I belong to several organizations. I belong to the New York State Business and Professional Women, that used to be known as the BPW. Now it's called New York State Professional Women, I'm sorry. I belong to a group called Ageless and Sexy Goddesses, and we meet on Mondays in Newburgh. I belong to a Toastmasters group. We meet on Tuesdays in Middletown. I belong to an organization called Braveheart Mastermind, and we meet once a month we try to meet the third Wednesday, but sometimes our schedules clash and we have to move it around. And then I also have a group that I've started called Tuesdays with Shirley in the Pavilion. And then I also have Big Mama's Lab or Big Mama's Kitchen. So those are some of the things that I'm a part of and I've created to continue to keep myself around people who lift me up as opposed to judge me or tear me down. If you think about it for a moment, you've got that friend who you tell them something amazing or you think is amazing and you're excited about it, and they're like, oh well, this could happen, and the Debbie Downers, or they seem to be in competition with you. You say, oh, I did 22 videos, and like, oh well, I could have done 22. Those are not people who lift you up. And it doesn't mean that they have to kiss your butt or pat you on the back, but they have to support you and be a true friend as you would be to them. And if the organization you're involved in says that they support the community, they help women, they help children, then let's make for sure that their mission and purpose stays on target so that you're surrounding yourself, purposely driven, but around people who lift you up. I'm also a part of, you hear me talk about it all the time, and as part of this video, I belong to a coaching organization called the Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise organization. And that's a perfect example of a group that helps lift people. We're pretty much all in the same business. We're all life coaches or health coaches of some sort. We're coaches. We help people, cheer them on, guide them to whatever their purpose or goal is that they'd like to reach. And so we do that, and we could be seen as competition to each other, but we're not. Someone puts up a video, we're cheering them on, we're helping them, we're encouraging them. We're not giving them BS though. We're being honest and encouraging. Someone, has unfortunately a death in the family, we're sending them love and praise. We're doing all, and prayers, I'm sorry, not praise. And we're doing all these things to help support each other. So that's the kind of environment you need to be around if you would like to grow. Now, if you want to stay stuck, or if you want to continue to remain in your own way, then continue to do what you think has always been working. And I'm not saying that to be mean. It's just sometimes We have to trick ourselves into doing the right thing for ourselves. We'll do it for everyone else, but we won't do it for ourselves. And that's self included. You know, everything that I talk about or I work on or that interests me or that I speak on is because it has affected me personally or it continues to affect me every day. So I wanted to bring up number 10 of the 22 things we can do to get out of our own way, and that is to surround ourselves with people who lift us, encourage us, support us, and pick us up when we fall along the wayside. I'm Shirley Felder, CEO of Ordinary Greatness and a life coach with the Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise organization.